is your vitamin M. This is your motivation for the week. Get your vitamin.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the Vitamin M Show with your girl, Marshall Sterling. Listen, I am your hype girl. I am your fire starter. Listen, I am here to get your week kicked off on the right start. Listen, what is the purpose? We're talking about season 2. And in season 2, we got to change things up. We have to do things just a little bit different. So we are starting our second week with our live studio audience. So the energy in here is on fire. Hey, you can feel the energy, and it is all that I need to bring the fire on tonight. Listen, what is the purpose of getting your weekly vitamin M? What is the purpose of it? The purpose is because I recognize that leaders, and I mean leaders, I'm talking to you, that we all face roadblocks and our own self-imposed limitations. As an administrator and leader of over a decade, listen, I have overcome things such as low self-esteem and stuttering. And so I am passionate about helping others to do what? To break down walls, to produce positive thinking, and to exhibit resilience amid any situation. The Vitamin M Show is here to get you all fired up. Why? So that you take the limits off. So that you take the limits off. So that you take off the limits that you have put on your own life. It's not about the limits that other people put on you, but it is about the limits that you put on yourself. And how do we break those limits? How do we take them off? You take them off by getting your weekly vitamin M. So how does it go? Hey, I see you getting your vitamins. Hey, I see you getting your vitamins. Hey, I see you getting your vitamins. Hey, get 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 your vitamins. Hey! I'm telling you, it is fire up in here. And when I say fire, don't get me started. I gotta stop because we'll never get where we need to go. So on last week, it was one-on-one with me. I flipped it around. I turned it on myself, and I sat in the seat and answered, just getting personal, up close and personal in this new season. That's what it was about. So we're talking about the journey part 2. We're going to talk about the journey part 2. And what is the journey part 2? What do I want you to know as we begin to end 2023 and we enter into 2024? What is the one thing that I want you to end with and also begin with? What is it that I want you to know? And listen, somebody was all up in trying to get into my message, and I could not tell them, you about to steal the vitamin M. I'm already working on that. What am I talking about? What do I want you to end with and begin with? I want you to recognize, and I want you to know and stand in full confidence. Know your worth. Know your worth. Know your worth. Know your worth. Know your own worth. Know your own worth. Know your worth. Listen, know your worth. Know what you are worth. You have, if there's nothing else, if you are getting your vitamins on a weekly basis and you are getting the motivation and you're doing all the things, when you are applying, how do you do life application? You do life application by knowing your worth. I'm saying know your worth over and over again because, honey, let me tell you something. I'm speaking to myself on tonight. When you begin to doubt, you have to know your worth. And repeating things over and over and over and over again, that is how you get it cemented in your own brain. That is how you get it in your own head. And it becomes a part of who you are. It becomes a part of your subconscious, so much so that you don't have to even think about it. So much so that you eat, sleep, and breathe it because you know your worth. You listen. Nobody has to tell you your value because you already know your value. I already know how much I am worth. I don't need anybody to tell me my worth. I know my worth. You want to know why? Because I've been convincing myself of it. I know my own worth. I don't need validation from other people that are around me. It's good for people to say congratulations. It's good for people to tell me you're doing a good job. All is well. But you know what I tell myself? I pat myself on the back. Yep. I tell myself good job. I tell myself that I'm working it out. It's what I say to myself. Not that I have to depend on what other people are telling me. I know my own worth. I value who I am. And as we end this year and we go into next year, know your worth. Know your worth. Know your worth. What does know mean? Listen, know is a verb which means to be aware of through observation and inquiry. Let me read that again. Know is a verb because you know the teacher comes out. It means to be aware of through observation, inquiry, or and information. My worth is defined as the value of something measured by its qualities or by the esteem in which it is held. Know your worth. So let me just break it down for you very quickly. When I think about that, I know my worth, it means be aware through observation of your value as measured by your qualities. It means to be aware through observation. What is observation? Observation is what I see in my own eyes. I'm observing my value as measured by my qualities. You better recognize the esteem to which I hold myself. I put myself on a pedestal. You don't have to put me on one because I already have myself up there. You want to know why? Because I know my worth. What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? You have to know your worth. Yeah. Do you know? Listen, I'm telling you to know your worth, but I need to back and ask you the simple question. Do you know your worth? Do you know how valuable you are? And if you happen to answer yes to that question, yes, I know my worth, Marshall. I know how much I'm worth. I already know. You know how you get a little attitude, put a little stank on it? Okay. Well, I'm going to add something to it. Do you believe it? Do you believe in your worth? Because you may know your worth, but do you believe in your worth? We're going to discuss this after these messages.
Want more of the Vitamin M Show with Marshall Sterling? Go get your vitamins daily in the on-demand section of the Inspire You app, or subscribe to us on YouTube for even more content. Continue to enjoy the show, and don't forget to spread the word about the Vitamin M Show with Marshall Sterling.
Do you know your worth? Do you know how much you are worth? Do you know your worth? And that's where we ended. But not only do you know your worth, do you believe in your worth? Do you believe how much you are worth? Or are you steady having to convince yourself that I am worthy of where I am? You have to be confident and stand on the fact that I know my worth, and I'm not going to take down or take anything less because I know the value that I add. You need to stop and observe your life and see what is happening in your own life, because through your own observation and self-reflection, you will be able to see what you have overcome, what you have made it through. Listen, I like to say that there's an amount of evidence of I should have been taken out. I should not have made it. I should be dead, but what? But I didn't. But what? But God. But God kept me, and God helped me to get through that thing. You have the evidence. Know your worth. You already have the evidence. Why are we spending time trying to convince you of your worth? Listen, you need to stop, look, and listen. Stop, look, and listen. I want you to stop what you are doing right now. I don't care where you are. I don't care if you're driving in your car. I don't care if you are at work. I need you to stop. I need you to look around and think about your life and think about just how far you have come, just the obstacles that you've overcome, all the victories that you've made, all of the wins that you have in your corner. And I need you to listen to what you are saying, and I need you to believe it. I need you to listen to your wins. I made it through this. I made it through that. They talked about me, but I made it through. Listen, the deal failed, but I made it through. All the things that I've overcome, know your worth, because all of those observations and all the things that you've overcome help you to get to where you are. It is value added. It is value added. It adds to your bottom line. When you put on when they put the bells and whistles on your car, in your house, whatever it is, what does it do? It brings the value of your house up. That is the value added. So when you get the notches in your belt of I've overcome this and I've overcome that, it is value added. You are a walking and talking testimony to yourself. You are worried about being a testimony to everybody else. What about being a testimony to your own self? Listen. Let me tell you something. You are a testimony and you know it, and people keep telling you your greatness, and you know what? You keep shutting them out. You won't even believe your own story. Drink your own Kool-Aid. Believe in your own self. You have the evidence. I've got evidence of my greatness. I have evidence of my impact. I have the evidence. Why don't you believe it? You trying to convince somebody else? Convince your own doggone self. Convince you. Convince yourself. You spending time trying to prove it to everybody else. You bought the car for them. You wore the outfit for them. But what about buying the car because I know that I want it. That this is for me. Whatever it is, know your own worth. You keep debating and doubting your own self. You're doubting. Did you hear that? You're doubting yourself. You're doubting yourself. When I say it's me against me, when we're talking about winning, yes, it is. But it's also a mindset when you think about it's me against me when I'm talking about that I know my worth. It's me against me. I have to know my own worth. Listen, you have the evidence. Believe it, and let's go. Let's go get it. Let's go do the doggone thing. You better listen. Let me tell you something. When I'm learning in this business, I'm learning you better start using some business marketing strategies on yourself. Use your own business marketing strategy. Create a pitch. I want you to sit down and I want you to create a pitch. This is what I want you to do. I want you to create a pitch. And you know what I want the pitch to be about? Your greatness. how good you are. And then I want you to stand in the mirror and I want you to look your own self in the mirror. I don't want you to call a friend. I don't want you to call your mama, your daddy, your cousins. I don't want you to call nobody else. You know what I want you to do? Pitch it to yourself. Sell yourself that you have value. Give yourself your own pep talk that you know what, that I am enough, that I am more than a conqueror, that I'm already equipped for the journey that I am on, that I have the steps. My steps have been already ordered and I'm going in the direction that I need to do. Listen, I have to do this one afraid. This one I gotta walk alone. That's the pitch that you're telling yourself. I have all that I need. That I have all that I need already. And just put a little icing on the top of the cake. Just put a little icing on the top of the cake and say, there is room for me at the table. See, there's a whole bunch of speakers out there. There's a whole bunch of people. I want to be a motivational speaker. I want to be a motivational speaker. I'm a Christian motivational speaker. I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm a blah, 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 blah. I don't care what you say you are. Let me tell you something. I don't care. Out of all the people that are out there, there is still a market just for me. There are people that are destined, intended for me to reach, and the same applies to you. What if you are holding back and we need you in the market? We need you in the space. We're waiting on you to show up. We're waiting on you to show out. You are causing the rest of us, you're delaying our progress. You delay. Stop delaying my progress. I'm ready to move on. Stop delaying my progress because I need you to get moving and I need you to understand your value so that we all get where we need to go. Listen, how does this benefit you? Because you are your greatest hurdle to overcome. The voice talking in your head is the greatest voice that you have to turn off. You have to turn off the voice that's talking to you, not the voices that are talking outside. 9 times out of 10, I can ignore everybody else. I can tell you to be quiet. I can walk away. But how do you walk away from the voice that's talking to you? The voice that's speaking to you, that when you lay down at night, the voice that's saying you're not worth anything. It was never going to work out in the first place. You're not worthy. You can't do it. You're really not good at it. Oh, you've had your time. Your time is up. It's time to move on to something else. No, it's not. It's not time to move on to nothing else. It's time for you to stand up and know your worth. Yeah. Know your worth. Yeah. Know your worth. Yeah. What impact will knowing your worth have on your life? Listen, it will change the trajectory of your life. It takes you to the next level. When we think about marketing strategies, I want you to understand that a marketing strategy is a plan for achieving a goal by understanding the needs of the customer. It is a plan for achieving a goal by understanding the needs of the customer. Do you understand where I'm about to go with this? You are the customer. What is your plans to achieve your goals? It is an understanding of what do I need to get where I need to go. So I'm going to go back and tell you, I need you to listen and create the game plan. And I need you to stick with it this time. I don't need you to walk away from it. I need you to make the game plan. And I need you to implement the #1 marketing strategy you can implement. Know your worth. When you know your worth, there's nothing that anybody can do. You become unstoppable when you know your worth. There isn't a roadblock that you can put in front of me when I know my value. When I know I'm valued. Listen. When you know your worth, you know what it helps you to do? It helps you to put your offer in the right place. It helps you to value yourself. And then you act accordingly. Then you price accordingly. Then you stop putting yourself on discount. Just saying, I'm about to drop the mic in the room. You stop putting yourself on discount because you're discounting yourself because you believe that you are not worthy, because you believe that you are not worth it. You put yourself on discount because you say that I don't know my worth. The one thing I know, when you know your worth, You don't go on discount. We'll continue after these messages.
Marshall Sterling is available for your next event.
Known for her energetic speaking style and down-to-earth teaching, Marshall has made a positive impact on her audience at every engagement.
Whether it is a keynote address, conference, workshop, breakout session, or staff meeting, Marshall brings the same fire and excitement to every session.
Listen, y'all need to get into this Sterling experience. There is nothing like it.
It's the Sterling experience. It was dynamic.
To be here for the next one, your life is gonna look different when you walk out of these doors.
And if you need a speaker for your engagement, you need to book her. Listen, she's gonna bring the energy, she's gonna bring the fire, she's gonna bring all the points. A+ experience.
To bring the Sterling experience to your next event, scan the QR code on the screen or go to www.marshallsterling.com.
Know your worth. Know your worth. Know your value. How much are you valuing yourself? Are you over or underselling your own self? See, you have to make an appropriate appraisal when you get ready to appraise your house or whatever it may be. You need to look at your life and you need to make the appropriate appraisal of your life so that you don't undersell yourself. What I have found is that 9 times out of 10, most of us don't oversell, we undersell ourselves. We put ourselves on discount because you say they're not gonna show up, they're not going to do this, they're not going to do that. Don't worry about what they're not going to do. Value yourself anyway. Value yourself anyway. Make the price what you know that you are worth, because you know the value that you are adding to the tables. What qualities are you showing up with? What qualities are you showing up with? When I show up when you schedule me for an event, I can tell you my qualities. I am confident. I can tell you I'm going to bring the fire. I can tell you that I'm going to be a problem solver. I can tell you that I'm a push coach. I can tell you that I'm a birthing coach. I can tell you that I make big dreams come to life. I can tell you the value that I'm going to add to your organization. Your people's lives are never going to be the same after they experience a little bit of the vitamin M. I know my worth, and so I price myself accordingly. I don't go on discount. There's no discounts here. You don't get to discount the calling that is on your life. You don't get to discount it. Did God tell you to go on sale? Did he tell you to go on sale? Did he tell you to put a for sale sign out? Did he tell you that you could rent it? No, he did not. He said that he told you to purchase, buy it, spend the money, let them show up. Let them value who you are. Stop underselling yourself, because here's the problem. Here is what I know. What I know is that I value you at the value that you put yourself at. If you tell me, come on now. If you tell me you're worth $1, I'm paying $1. But if you tell me you're worth $10,000, guess what I'm paying? $10,000, and you stand confidently in it. You don't let because here's the problem. You let the outside noise happen. You let everybody else tell you, and you begin to marinate on, maybe I'm not. Maybe it's not going to work out. Maybe. No, you don't. No, you don't. Know your worth. I was in a training, and it's called the Ritz-Carlton. And the Ritz-Carlton, you pay for the experience. You pay for their customer service. What they talk about are the little bitty extra things that they do. They learn and they study their customers. They learn their interest. The people that keep going to them repeatedly over and over again, they keep a file on them. And then when they come back, they do the little bitty things. They remember their birthdays. They remember the favorite colors. That is the experience. See, when you know your worth, people buy and go to the Ritz-Carlton because they go for the experience. What if people come to you for the experience because they know what they're going to get? I'm going to get somebody confident. I'm going to get somebody that's going to show up and show out. I'm going to get somebody that is going to do what I need to be done. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about Rolex. Let's talk about Fendi. Let's talk about Tiffany. Let's talk about Dolce & Gabbana. Let's talk about Prada, Gucci, Burberry. We can talk about all of them. And you want to know what they have in common? They are a luxury brand. They know their worth. You ain't never been to Fendi and it went on sale. You ain't never been to Dolce & Gabbana and it went on sale. When you think about a luxury brand, they are known for their high level of quality, their exclusivity, and the high price tag. What if you take on the idea that I am exclusive, that I come with a high price tag? Everybody can't have access to me because I know my worth. I know my value. I know what I add. I'm exclusive, honey. I'm not everywhere. You can't find me. Listen, exclusivity means that it's limited. It's in limited, it's in limited capacity. It's not everywhere. You just can't go to Walmart, I'm sorry, and get Gucci. You're not going to Walmart and get Prada. But why are you putting yourself on that shelf? You're at the wrong store, baby. Know your worth. You're in the wrong department. Know your worth. Know your worth. You're not there. And they don't care. You can stand in Prada all day long and tell them I can't afford it, but I really, really want that purse. And you know what they're gonna say? Come back when you really, really have the money. What I need you to understand is when you stand before the people and they want to hire you and they want you to come, you need to say, this is my price tag. Call me back when you can afford it. Amen. Call me back when you're treating me like Tiffany. Call me back when you're treating me like Prada. Know your worth. Know the qualities and the things that you bring to the table. Yes. Period. Stop shortchanging yourself. And I said period with 2 T's. Period. I am no longer subscribing to somebody else's ideas of who I should be or the value that I should put on my own life. You know the time is up. The expiration date it has ended on your foolishness. I don't drink spoiled milk. You are spoiled milk in my life. And you're stinking. And you smell bad. And because you're stinking and you smell bad, honey, you are expired and I put an expiration on it. Know your worth. Know your value that you add. Listen. This has been your Vitamin M, and we will see you on next week.
Join us next week to get your weekly dose of Vitamin M. Want more of the Vitamin M Show with Marshall Sterling? Go get your vitamins right here in the on-demand section of the Inspire You app, or subscribe to us on YouTube for even more content at Marshall Sterling. Please visit our website at www.marshallsterling.com